And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Minecraft. And here we go, big update. I've done some work in the base, and lo and behold, we have got some systems set up and upgraded. So I've got a lot of CPUs. This is my kind of standard CPU setup, like 7 of these lower end ones and then one giant one. We may have to expand on all of this later, but for now, that works pretty good. And I've filled out the rest of my interfaces with molecular assemblers. So yeah, we've got lots and lots of crafting ability there. And I've upgraded, come over here, I've added more furnaces, more induction smelters, and more pulverizers. So there's 8 of each. They're all upgraded to resonant tier, and they all have the auxiliary reception coil augments in them. So they're all maxed upgrade, and yeah, we're good. I've been able to kind of distribute the patterns a little bit. I don't think, yeah, see, I haven't done anything with redstone furnaces yet. I haven't really had to smelt a whole lot just yet. I didn't want to automate too much in between episodes, but I wanted to get all of these upgraded. And this top pulverizer is kind of special. We've got an export bus here. This export bus puts out any yellowite ore that we get. So it is basically just processing yellowite. Because when you process it in a pulverizer, you have a chance to get cyanite, and that's what we want. We want cyanite because when we do get to big reactors, I want to go right to turbines, and that's how we do it is pulverize. Otherwise, you have to build a reactor, let it run, and build up cyanite slowly. And I'd rather go right to turbines because they're awesome. And all of my mechanism machines have been upgraded. They're all elite tier, and they've all been maxed on energy, speed, and muffling. So yeah, we've got a metric ton of processing ability. The only downside is the amount of power that these things draw is crazy. So if we go down to our power setup, here is the power setup. I've actually got this thing maxed on turbines now. So we've got all 50 turbines in that this thing can support. It can produce 25,000 RF per tick. And I threw in a high density power capacitor, which stores 25 million RF. And yeah, we are golden on that front. And we're pumping a lot of oil. We had to actually go out. Let me pull my journeyman. Oh, I gotta go. Got to get out and about in the open air. Oh, it still doesn't do it. There we go. So follow this line all the way out. There's another ocean monument way out there. Follow this line way out, and you have the oil jackpot. So right in here, all this really busy looking stuff. This was 3 of these giant spouts. 3 of them. So there's one like right here, one like right here, and one like right down here. I think it was right here actually. So 3 of them all connected. So it's one giant bubble of oil underneath there. So yeah, that's a metric ton of oil. It's a long ways away. So yeah, that's an issue we're gonna want to address very soon. So yeah, we got a ocean monument down here, and we have one up here now. So we're finding those. It's gonna be kind of fun. I've never actually gone into one of those. We kind of want to try to drain all the water out of this and see if we can't like have some fun with it. Make a dry ocean monument. You'd have to build like walls all the way around. That's going to be an issue, but with the builder's wand it should go pretty fast. That's way down in the future though. For now, we are hanging out at home, and as such, we want to do some things. So yeah, as I was saying, when these things are pushing, you know, when they have all 7 stacks running, it's like 5,000 RF per tick for each one of these. So our 25,000 RF per tick, it supports like 5 of these, and we quickly run out of power. So we got to be careful with how much ore we dump into this thing. And right now we're pretty much auto-processing ore as it comes in, which, you know, helps. It lowers the amount that we have to deal with. Okay, we are processing Certus. Do we have any ore that we're not processing right now? Coal is something we're not processing. And I've actually got it storing over here, and I've got it really upgraded. So the one thing I want to do is I've moved over, see the mob farm stuff? I've moved all that stuff over except one thing. And that is the experience, because that stuff added up really fast. So I've got this packing tape here, and I can show the recipe. It's just a slime ball on some paper. Not too bad. But if you break one of those drawers without it, bad things happen. Especially if it's, you know, really important stuff. So as you can see, all these are 0. This is actually off. I've got this lit up down here. So it is actually off. So I want to get that XP out. So all of the bone, all of this stuff is done. The XP is, there's 37,000 of it there. So moving it one stack at a time, not really ideal. So you just right click that with the packing tape, get out your axe, and you pop it, and you can see there's packing tape on it. So we move it over here. This is one of the last things. Ooh, looks like we got some giant beanstalks going. Move it over here. I want to put it right down in the center here. When you place it, the packing tape goes away, and it, you know, it's good to go. So, yeah, that's how you move drawers without actually having to remove anything off of them. So, yeah, I've been using drawers for, you know, things that, you know, build up fast. You know, we got gunpowder. We're going to use a lot of gunpowder. So I want to store as much of this as possible. Because we use it for a resource. And I want to do drawer. Let's craft like 10 more of these. I want to have a little bit more finite control. And I'll need some more void upgrades. Okay, so come over here. We need an empty hand. So gunpowder, I want that'll hold about 130,000 gunpowder, which is good. I think this is yellow, right? Yep, yellow Aurymn dust. So we're gonna want a couple of those. These are already, we can hold with one emerald in here. That's 65,000 that we can hold. I think we're good. One thing I'm missing in here, I just realized, ender pearls. I don't have ender pearls in my drawer. So we're gonna go, we don't really need the drawers over here. We will be moving the mob farm and the spawn farm over to the new base very soon. So breaking these without the tape will just reset it, gets you all the upgrades back. Everything is good. And I think they all, yeah, I think I got them all. I just couldn't hear it because of the sound mufflers. So I want one with ender pearls. So EAR. Do I have my keys? I do have my keys. EA. So get the ender pearls set up. So we're going to do this fast. There, and then we want that key and that key. So one key locks it, and you can see the little icon. That means nothing else can go in there. Even if you take the item out, it won't reset it. I want to move, and I have a little export bus up here. I want to move all my ender pearls in. So as you can see, they're all going in. But ender pearls don't stack very high. So rather than holding 2,000, they only hold 512. So we want to increase that as much as possible, because they don't stack very high. So we should have a little over 2,000 once it's done. There we go. Almost 3,000 actually. So 2907, if we go to our AE system and we look at how many we have, 2907. So exactly the right amount of ender pearls went in there. Now, what else? What else can we put in there? What do we get from mobs that I may want to put in there? The bows, I'm going to take these and put them... Oh, see, I don't have a trash can. I want to trash. This is how I deal with, you know, some of the mob stuff that spawns. So we're going to want a card. We're going to want 3 acceleration. No, 1 acceleration card. We're going to want 2 capacity cards. Come on. Come on. What are you stuck on? Yeah, this gets stuck on drawers for some reason. I'm not sure. This is all scheduled. I'm going to cancel that. Oh, there's an Enderman in here. Where'd he go?
Seriously.
Ah!
Oh, is he up?
He was down.
Oh, he's down.
Yeah, I got him. So there's 2 more ender pearls for her. Okay, so there's a capacity card. I really wish I knew why the drawers were causing problems. Anyway, the last one we need is called a fuzzy card. And this thing is a advanced card, so we want 1 advanced card. Why are you crafting a pure Certus quartz crystal? Ah, calculation processor. That's the other thing I needed to update. I got this working. So this whole process here, so I've got the interfaces on the first line of inscribers. And 4 of these are calculation, 4 of these are engineering, and 4 of these are my logic. Each one of those gets whitelist extracted, the printed logic circuit. Those get pushed up way over to this chest here. Okay. Then I have the silicon press coming in. They're pulling out of this interface, which is set up to keep silicon on hand at all times. And each one of these has a retriever for silicon, which dictates I want only 16 inside the machine at one time. So it won't put a full stack in there. And then we have retrievers out here for the printed silicon. So these, I have multiple on here because it can pull from, you know, 2 machines at once. And then once the system is up, the little bars mean that there is some silicon in here that has no place to go. So as soon as we use some, it'll dump it in there. And then the final step here, we have printed silicon, redstone, and then 1 of each of the printed circuits. And again, I only want, I'd say max total in inventory 4, and that means it's going to keep 4 in here. So I do that all the way down. So every single one of these has this. So it's going to pull 4 of those. It's going to pull 4 redstone, and it's going to pull or try to pull 4 printed circuits that are coming up here. Now, as it's shuffling things around, it may, you know, pull too many. It may get mixed up, and that is why you have redstone and printed silicon up here, because it pulled it out and then didn't find a home or something, and so any remainder goes up here, and then it pulls out of here, you know, as a default, so it doesn't just fill this up. So it'll pull that as well. And then each one of these servos, I have pulling out 1 of each of the 3 types of processors, and that just goes into a orange chest. and get sucked into the AE system. So yeah, that system is up and running now. All that's missing are just a metric ton of acceleration cards, and I just don't want to build that yet. So how are my fuzzy cards? It's just a piece of wool and that. So we're gonna put let's put the trash can right here. I need an export bus. Let's grab one of these, put it underneath, and this is going to be capacity, fuzzy, and acceleration. Fuzzy comparison, match any. Okay, so we're going to dictate bows in here, and it's automatically going to take bows with regardless of how much durability it has. So that is what the fuzzy card does, is it basically matches any. So it doesn't care about durability or any NBT data. It only matches. Oh, I just cleared that out. So I'm gonna need another bow, which I'll get once the mob farm is up and running again. So yeah, anything you put in there. So if we do sword, on iron sword, we can put in there, and it will just dump any iron sword. So as your mob farm runs, just keep an eye on all of your materials. And if you run into a situation where you have like a ton of, something that just doesn't take, there's only stacks to 1 because it has NBT data, just keep an eye on that. Okay, so let me put my keys back. So, and the packing tape can go back, and the Infinity Booster card, we'll get to that probably next episode. But for now, I would like to use what time we have remaining to jump into mining, automated mining. So we're going to craft something called the digital miner right here. This thing is not a cheap craft, by the way, not a cheap craft. So we're going to try to auto craft TEL. I think I have, yeah, the teleportation cores are done. Logistics sorter, I think I can probably do one of those. Okay, and then the robot we're going to want. So we're going to need a personal chest. And put that in there so the system sees it. And the robot here, tablet, we're going to need to know how to do one of those. So these are some advanced materials and advanced crafts that we have going into this. Okay, so now it's just robot time. Ooh, what do we have? Okay, so sorter. I want one of these. So you and you. And then the robot. Wait. Isn't that what I'm doing? Oh, yeah. Tablet. So I want one of these. And the reason it doesn't automatically put them in is because of the nature of the fact that it has an RF amount. So for some reason it doesn't. But it does work when you auto craft it. It does do it just fine. And then the personal chest is the same issue. That'll give us the robot. So there's that guy. And then finally the digital miner. Okay, so we're gonna need sorter, logistic. So one of these, and then we're gonna need a robot. Let's get one of these crafted. There's a lot of materials that go into this, but we have all those infusers, and that all of that goes into all of this. So that's why I wanted to get that stuff crafted before I jumped in. Auto crafting these will save you so much time. It's crazy. Okay, so now we can look at digital miner. I want one of these. A lot of stuff in here. A lot of this stuff we've already crafted, But we can see in here that we got some activity going on over on our mechanism stuff, and should be done right there. Now done. Digital miner. I'm also going to want a quantum entangleporter. And that also, pretty hefty craft. But we've got all that stuff auto-crafted with our infusion stack there, and everything is happy. So very, very, very nice having that stuff auto-crafted. We're also going to need a chest, which is going to be the orange, 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 which again is our, you know, anything goes, it pulls into the system sort of chest. And I think that is going to cover what we need there. We've got a chunk loader, so I've got that already. And I've got a chest here with all the ores. And I put this over here for a very specific reason, and that is so I can configure the digital miner. So even though this looks like one block, it's actually a 3x3, so just pay attention to that. And let's get some light out here. So I want to get this stuff down here. I need a little bit of this ore. So coal, redstone, lapis, diamond, emerald. I don't need to worry about the nether ores. What are you doing? Oh, eggs.
Nothing. No.
Gold, silver, lead, iron, copper, tin, aluminum we can skip, nickel, platinum, charged certus, osmium, yellowite. So those are all the ores that we're going to want. When you configure this thing, you can pick it up with the wrench by shift right clicking, and it will keep this. So we're going to config. Radius maxes out at 32. Min of 0, that's world size. So min height is going to go all the way down to the bottom. Max we want is like maybe 80 to make sure we're going to cover the whole world. We're going to add a new filter, item stack, yellowite ore, save. New filter, item stack, osmium, save. New filter, item stack, charged certus quartz, save. Item stack, platinum, save. New filter, item stack, nickel.
That sounds like so much fun.
New filter, item stack, tin. You have to do this once. That's what's great about this. You only have to do this once.
For a machine though, right?
Well, yeah, but you know, if you want 20 of these digital miners, yeah, you got to do it more than once. But
you want to be economized.
Yeah. Copper ore. New filter, item stack. Iron. Iron is going to be precious. New filter, item stack. Lead. New filter, item stack. Silver. New filter, item stack. Gold. Dark item stack. Emerald. Diamond. Lapis. And finally redstone. There's going to be way more redstone in the world than anything. So yeah, that's a lot of ores that it's gonna look for. And then let's put all the ores. Oh, I didn't do coal. Let's do coal. New filter, item stack, coal. Oh, coal. Save. There we go. Now we got coal in there. Can't forget coal.
Or coal.
Okay, so the other thing we're going to want is we're going to want silk touch on and auto eject on. So eject is on, silk touch is on. We're going to have auto pull is off. We don't need that. And yeah, this thing is going to power. This thing is going to pull a lot of power. Now, depending on how much you have available, this thing can take upgrades. So you can put energy and speed and stuff, but we're only producing right now 25,000 RF per tick. And I think if we upgraded this, it would be more than that. It would be a lot more than that. So for now, we're just going to leave it off, and we're going to pull this away. This does remove the blocks in the world, so be aware. And we're gonna like kind of go off here in the woods a little bit. Nothing really special. There's enemies about. Because it's nighttime. We should have slept. Darn it. So, if I want... put this over here. No, put it up here. It's a good spot, right here. So, digital miner. Yay. Okay, power goes on the side where the green one is. And we're going to do the chest back here where this one is. And we're going to put the chunk loader right up here. And we're going to set, you know, a pretty good radius. Maybe even a higher radius for funsies. I don't even know. I don't know if we need a radius 4. But whatever. So, again, we're going to want this to be power supply. We're going to do side config, energy, output, 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 eject on. And now we've got power. So you can set this, visuals on and off. You can set this, and it will show you at what level it stops. So you can see 80, level 80. That is the height that we specified as the limit. So if we want to config, we can do max of like 120. Yoink. And now it's going up to that height. So you can actually put this down on bedrock if you want and mine it up. You don't have to put it on the surface. But let's turn the visuals off just for funsies. Okay, now that it's ready, config is set up, radius is maxed. We are good to go. And hit start. It counts how many ores there are, so it tells you, hey, there's 30,000 things down there that I'm going to mine up. And it's starting to mine them. And we should be seeing, yep, there's, yep. You see every once in a while, an ore will pop in there. So this will start increasing our amount of stuff that we're getting. And I just got to remember kind of where that is. Oh, there's a creeper. Oh, it's coming at me. That was not cool, Mr. Creeper. All right, so that is automated mining with the digital miner. And again, if you're putting out more power, you can definitely increase the speed that miner is working. You can make it go about a block, 1 or 2 blocks a second. So, oh, there are some chickens on a tree. Nice.
Yeah.
But that'll have to do it for this episode. And I thank you for watching. And I will see you next time.